Well, I think my comments about the endless summer were heard by somebody, because today the temperature has dropped like 15 degrees and it looks like the skies are about to open. I thought it was hoodie weather today until I got inside. I mean, like, it definitely is chilly out here. And I say chilly very loosely. It's cooler than it's been in the last couple of months. It's like, obviously, no shit, fall versus summer. But as soon as I got in the building, I was like, damn, it is warm in here. So a hoodie came off. And then as I stepped outside, I realized that maybe I had made a mistake because it's kind of chilly out here. Anyway, today it's Thursday. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible, it's slow, it's whack, it's cringe. But to make matters worse, as if they couldn't already be terrible, I was talking to Chloe. I can't remember what I was even gonna have Chloe do, but I was gonna have Chloe do something before she went home for the day. And I was like, well, what time are you off? And she was like, 4. And I like snapped around and I was like, what do you mean you're off at 4? And I look at the schedule. Delaney's off at 4. Chloe's off at 4. Tim has already gone home for the day. Bill took today and tomorrow off because he has to work Saturday. So he really just took today off. Rather than having Friday, Saturday off, he has Thursday, Friday off. So Bill's not in. Vicky's already home. So it literally is just going to be Ox and I for the last 4 hours of the day. It's still a bar in the back. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm just flabbergasted. Who do they think I am? I was telling Delaney, I need to do a worse job. I think that's what it is. I need to not be as good at my job. So that way, they don't give me the expectation and the pressure to be by myself. Well, Ox will be with me, so I'm not by myself. But minimally staff the store. Oh, because Casey's there, it's fine. No! I want to preface this with, I am by no means old. I am 26 years old. Regardless of what my audience and some of my coworkers may try to make me and other people think, I'm not old. I know that. However, there are certain things that I see, hear, watch that make me feel old. You mean to tell me that last week was the 20-year anniversary of the premiere of How I Met Your Mother? Now, full pause, I didn't start watching How I Met Your Mother until like season 6. And that's a whole story in and of itself, which I'll probably tell in a couple seconds. But the series premiere was 20 years ago? 20? Bro, what the fuck? Oh, another victory for the OJs. Taking down the workday. Man, slow day today, ladies and gentlemen. Not a whole lot going on. I talked about it a little bit during the lunch segment, but it was just Ox and I for the last 4 hours of the day, which, less than ideal. But we made it work and we had a good time, and that's what matters. We talked about Ox turns 21 next week? 4 days from now? I don't know when Ox turns 21. It's very, very soon. But with that in mind, he was asking about where, like, what bars should he hit? Like, he wants to go out and have a good night, get wild a little bit. I'm like, okay, Ox, okay. So we were going over some bars that I've been to in the area, some that, you know, he might like, some that he might not like, and then also talked about some different drink options that he might be into and some ones that, you know, he might not be into. So with that in mind, we took a look at some stuff and had a good time, and then I also had to clock out real quick and watch the end of the Seahawks game from my desk. 3-1, baby. So that was the end of the day there. But all in all, I mean, it's relatively decent. Snake Legend called, and unfortunately he's going through some stuff, so he has to call out for tomorrow, which is kind of whack and cringe for him. You know, it sucks that he's going through stuff, but for us, it means you know what it means. I don't have to say it, but you know what it means for tomorrow. With all that in mind, though, relatively middle-of-the-road day, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. It's kind of just the regular theme right now, which is good. I'm glad that it's sane. Saturday is probably going to be nuts. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Also, though, and I'll keep this part brief, but I've been doing a lot of research, maybe? I don't know if research is the right word, but on my Instagram feed, a lot of my recommended stuff is like small clothing brands, like designer brands that are starting off and everything. A lot of them are Demon Slayer oriented, which is rough because my wallet, I luckily have avoided it, but my wallet, it's begging for the sweet release of death as soon as I start swiping. There's so many cool things that I've luckily held off from purchasing, but I don't know how much longer my willpower will last. With that in mind, though, I've been looking at some of these designs and wondering how I can incorporate similar themes or similar things into my merch that eventually never sells, but still things that I want to sell nonetheless. And I'm really big into, the name of the brand eludes me, but they have like big, and I know that it's kind of a fad or trend right now for some like brands that are coming up to kind of go this route of design, but they do it a little bit differently in my opinion. But they do these big designs on the back, and they have big designs on the sleeves, and they're like puff letters, I think is what they call them, but they're like the print is almost 3D. It's not embroidered, it's printed, but it's like 3D. It comes off a little bit. So with that in mind, they do these crazy cool designs on the back, and they take up the entire back, and they take up the back of the sleeves, and I want to do something like that, but also at the same time, I don't know what I would even put on there, you know, that would warrant putting that much stuff on a piece of clothing. But also the brand, and I know a lot of smaller brands will do this where they price their stuff super high, and in this case the hoodies I think are like $200 a pop, and from my perspective, I try and sell things as close to cost as I comfortably can. You know, my margins are razor thin when I sell stuff because I don't want people to like break the bank buying my merch. So I just don't know if that is their $200 is a choice because they're just trying to stack paper, or if it just does cost that much to do that kind of work in terms of having that custom of a piece. But I don't know. These are just night home thoughts and opinions. So yeah, I have an idea cooking to solve our sunset problem, our self-imposed sunset problem. It might take me a couple more days, but if you're at all interested in the solution, be sure to tap into streams Monday through Friday. I typically start at like 9-ish. It's typically later, but 9-ish p.m. PST, and you might catch me talking a little bit about the idea that I have, but all in due time.